Hi, and welcome to Wow Talk. I'm Donna Cappuccitti, a thriving cancer survivor.
And I'm her naturopathic doctor, Darlene Gustin. We're here to encourage, educate, and empower you on your journey to optimum wellness.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Gustin. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Long time no see, but it feels so great to be back.
I spy with my little eye. You want to see better?
I want to see better because today we are going to talk about ways that you can see better and how to improve your vision health. All right. So, Dr. Gustin, what would you say would be the number one thing that we could do as we get older to improve our vision?
Well, the answer is just general health. Like, don't get diabetic, don't get high blood pressure, get exercise, just to have the circulation, take your fish oils, to have flexibility of the blood vessels and nice blood that's not thick. But usually patients don't really think to talk to a naturopath about vision health, but there's a lot of different things you can do to prevent and treat and maybe reverse to some degree the things that you've seen develop with time. And the biggest topic that I find comes up with patients is me telling them to get off their electronics. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges to our vision in this generation, in these modern days, where we spend so much of our day on the blue light and focusing on things that are very close to the eye.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you right off before I forget, what is your take on those glasses that you can buy that are supposed to block out the blue light, I guess, but they're still clear and you can see? Because sadly, this is the nature of the times that we live in, that we need to be on computers and our phones. So what do you think about those?
Well, the real answer is to avoid the electronics, especially in the last 3 hours before going to bed.
Okay.
And to be aware of it and to not be working on a laptop or a cell phone all day. And then that's also your hobby.
Okay.
And if it just has to be like that, let's say you're a university student or you're working, you have to do things in the evening, then you can get blue light blocking glasses and products. That's the next best thing. But there's no way of knowing which ones are better than others. So you can buy them in the local store. You can buy them on Amazon. I can order them for you from a supplement company. And but I don't think they completely block it. It's still better to just avoid the behavior in the first place.
Okay. All right. But then those of us who can't, but I know what you're saying. We can minimize though. We can be mindful of it. And as you said, we don't need to necessarily need to do that as our hobby. If this is something that we need to do all day long, as I was suggesting, working on our computers and or phones or other devices. But you did mention something about a supplement store. So speaking of supplements, what would you recommend for improving or helping with eyesight?
So there's a lot of herbs with a very long-standing history of helping with eye health, and a lot of them work on circulation or the blood vessel health, such as bilberry and eyebright. They're often sold together, and they would be really good choices for people with poor circulation and diabetes, etc.
Excuse me, are they sold in pill form or liquid, or how would you take those?
They come both ways.
Oh, they come both ways. And what were they called again?
Eyebright and bilberry.
Bilberry. And those are things we could probably find in a health food store?
Yes.
Okay.
So those are really popular choices. Then there's also products that will collect herbs and supplements that are antioxidants. So for the aging-related things that we get, like macular degeneration or cataracts or glaucoma, those slowly happen usually over a longer period of time. And it's due to free radical damage. And free radical is sort of like rust. And antioxidants, they sponge that up. And so antioxidants, lutein is one of them, and there are others that are very complicated to pronounce. They have a bunch of X's and Z's in them, zeaxanthin, something like that. And but my favorite product for eye health actually is made from wolfberries. also known as goji berries, also known as ninja. And
all great names.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, when you're a naturopath, you have to know 2 or 3 ways of saying something. It's like, oh, is it going to be in English? Is that going to be in Latin? Is it going to go by the common name? But yeah, so that particular product, I've seen it work very often. In the first week of taking it, people will see an improvement in their vision. And not just vision, I've also given it to people who have had high eye injuries, or I gave it to a patient who had a cortisone injection in their eye.
Yeah, I know.
And it never stopped hurting. So it wasn't technically infected, but this poor man had very deep pain in the back of his eye where the needle had gone. And it really helped a lot. And then sometimes I also find that patients have deficiencies of things like vitamin A or zinc or fish oils. So just like any other body part, it's not different. People somehow seem to think that teeth and eyeballs are not part of general health, but they are.
Well, they certainly are.
It's
exactly.
all the same body.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when we do go to see our optometrists and they do look deep into the eyeball, what else can they find besides just what's going on with the eyes?
Well, a lot of general health conditions will show up in the eye first because the blood vessels there are very, very tiny. So if there's any hardening of the arteries or thick blood or diabetes or blood pressure, those kind of things can show in the eye and you may not feel it anywhere else. So it's very useful. And the interesting thing I also want to add is that in Chinese medicine, eye health is under the umbrella of liver function.
That is so interesting. And do you have a theory as to why that is?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
They figured it out 2,000-3,000 years ago, but they sure knew what they were doing. So sometimes I'll see a global pattern of liver dysfunction. So maybe the person has gallstones or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and they have migraines, and they have poor vision, and they have varicose veins and hemorrhoids and cold hands and feet. So that's an example of a pattern of symptoms that get added together as a liver theme in Chinese medicine. And their medicine has genuinely been around for thousands of years, and they do acupuncture and things like that, not on the eyeball.
No, sticking needles in the eye. No.
No, the points could be anywhere, and they could be on your foot, for example. And so I've seen various modalities of naturopathic medicine work on vision health for sure.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now, would you recommend any type of eye exercises? Because my understanding is it's the muscles in the eye that start to, I guess, get tired or old, or what really happens?
Well, there's a collection of muscles all around the eye, and just like any other body part, if you overuse or underuse your muscles or that body part, you'll have certain muscles that are overdeveloped and strong and other muscles that are underused and weak. So some of the eye exercises are to give the tight muscles a break and get the weak muscles to get stronger, to give you a more ball shape to the eyeball rather than a football. And that can help with vision for sure. And there's other exercises too that have to do with focusing your vision further and further away. So there was a story I read in the history of medicine about a certain Indian tribe that was known for particularly amazing long distance vision. And in their culture, they would take children into the fields at a very young age and train them to be able to see far away because they needed to find food. And so they would tell the child, look at the tree over there on the hill, and then look at the branch on the tree on the hill. Look at the leaf on the branch on the tree on the hill. And so this was a routine, a lifestyle in their culture. And they are well known for particularly amazing long distance vision. But
that's really cool.
But us North Americans, 2025, we don't really look out the window even. We're looking at the phone, we're looking at the laptop, we're looking at another person. Even when you're driving, you're looking at the car in front of you.
Yeah, fair.
So we don't have nearly as much time as we need with our long distance vision.
No, you are correct. Could you give us some specific exercises, something simple that our listeners can take with them and maybe practice?
Well, one of the simple things that I myself do, I don't know how people work without a window, but I find that when I'm with patients all day, I'm also spending the majority of my day talking to someone who's in the same room as me. So that's not far enough away as far as vision health. Or I'm looking at my laptop, or I'm reading a book, or I'm writing something. And then every once in a while, I'll just look out the window. And when I do look out the window, I don't look at what's just right outside my window. I go out of my way to look as far as I can based on what's outside my window. So if you can see the building next door, and does it have an antenna on top, and is there a little flashing light, and what's behind that, and what's behind that, and just kind of do the contrast to give your eyes a rest.
Okay, that sounds pretty doable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's many different eye exercises, and even just having a healthy neck. The chiropractors, like if you have a jaw issue or a history of a concussion or any neck arthritis, that sometimes when you get the massage of your head and neck, or you get your neck adjusted, you will notice right after the session that everything just looks brighter.
And that's a really good point. Really good point. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I usually tell people there's two big themes. One is the circulation of food to and from an area. And then the second theme is, are the nutrients in the circulation? So just like any other body part, those are the two things about the eye, especially because they have such small blood vessels that you want to make sure that the blood is going to and from, and that all the yummy antioxidants are in the bloodstream.
Okay, so that would come from making sure we eat foods that are rich in antioxidants. Is that what you are
Antioxidants,
saying?
Fish oils, zinc, vitamin A, eat your tomatoes.
Okay, that sounds great. Like great advice. And once again, easy enough to follow. Is there anything else you'd like to add before?
Try the goji berries. They're really good.
I really want to try it. Now, you were saying the berries themselves, or they come as a juice? Like, again, how should we take them?
Well, I give them in a supplement to my patients.
Okay.
But just in general, these goji berries are a really superfood. They're burgundy color, and they can be bought like the way you would buy raisins. You could put them in your oatmeal. You can put them in your smoothie. You can just munch on them with some nuts. So I often introduce people to little lifestyle changes, such as try the goji berries, and why would you not eat them from now on, now that you know how good they are?
Oh, I'm starting tomorrow. Thank you for that tip. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. If you have any questions, please send them our way, and please leave us your comments and suggestions on what you would like us to cover in future episodes.
And you can also find us on Instagram at Raw Talk.
And Facebook. So thank you very much, and bye for now.
See you next time.